Okay, so most places on the website you'll have a tutorials box, and in there will be the color image practice area. So these are images that we've been using for practice for a decade or two. They're straightforward, they're pretty, they're nice. So we've provided them for you to practice color imaging before getting your own, or to familiarize yourself before you start working on your own. So there's a variety of different ways that you can engage with the color imaging in NextAstro, and there's things that you can do beyond NextAstro, which you can learn about later on. Basically, the first one is the preview tool. Now, this is isn't a science grade type thing. It is just a let's make this look how we want it to share with my friends or submit for something, whatever, for a class project or whatever. So yeah, you can fiddle around with the image, make it look how you want, but it's not really meant to represent anything with scientific accuracy. You're just making it look good. So that's the preview tool. Have a play around and familiarize yourself with that. The first step into actual kind of targeted image processing is the levels tool. So in the levels tool is a component of Photoshop and GIMP and PixInsight and all that sort of stuff, and Paint even. So this is a component of those more complicated packages, but it's the most important one for astronomy images. And you might even start here before you move on to the higher level package, because here it just condenses all of the most important elements of image adjustment into one little tool. So you can look at it from the channel point of view, or you can click on the combined preview to bring it up to look at the full color image. Out here you can see the histogram a bit better between each of the images, and in the other way you can get a better picture of the actual full color image. And you have the standard but very useful brightness and contrast adjusters that you would have in a more complicated package as well. So this kind of gets it into the ballpark of you can either save that image and it'll save out as a high-res image, or you can save it as a PSD, which is Photoshop data, to your drive, and then open it up starting from there in the higher level package. Now the higher level package is the Image Lab. You've got 3 entry points. PNG is the portable network graphic type of file. This is already colorized, already stretched. It's the type of file that you see as your preview, but it's the high-res version. So if you open it in the Image Lab, you'll see that it is already here. It's already color. You've got the blue, green, red layers. They're already colorized and they're ready for you to go. How this editor works is a longer exploration, which will be in a different video. But basically, you've got your blue, green, red layers, and you can add different things on top of each layer and change them as you will. So it takes a slight bit more knowledge about what's going on, but this kind of models the same process as you would in Photoshop or GIMP, less so in PixInsight, but it does have some features that will be familiar from there too. So this is coming straight from an already colorized PNG, portable network graphics thing. The next one is opening it from the Photoshop data. So here, this is the Photoshop data file. Is each layer is gray. They're already separated. The only thing that separates it from the next level, well, there's a couple of things, but the main thing is the image is already stretched. So you can see the bright part of the center of the galaxy and some of the spiral arms. By standard, an image won't look like that. It will actually look very black, and you probably just see these stars if you don't stretch the image appropriately first. So an astronomy camera has 65,000 levels of grey. The human eye can see like 40 to 100 levels of grey, depending on your eye and your age and just the differences between humans. So you need to squash that 65,000 levels down to 40 to 100. And that's what you do if you start off just from the raw FITS files. So this is essentially what comes out of the camera after removing instrumental signatures. Open it up, takes a bit longer. So you can see it looks a bit darker now. It has already attempted a stretch for you, but it's really leaving it up to you to stretch the image. So let's turn off these other things. So you see this is what it looks like out of the camera, of the computer's best attempt to stretch it. So here you actually have to go in, and each layer you have to figure out what's the best stretch. See, now I can pop out the galaxy. Depending on where you put the black, middle and white triangles, you'll see a different range in the image. If you put the black one too far up, you won't see any faint detail. If you put it too far to the left, it'll just look like a fog. So there's some adjustments, and then once you get the background right, how it scales through the middle brightnesses is important, and then how bright are the brightest stuff. So, and you have a variety of different stretches, which you should play around with. It's a longer topic than this video should go into. But basically that's the 5 different levels, and you should become familiar with each one. Each of them is an entry point at more and more sophistication. So even when you know how everything works, and maybe you just want to get a picture and chuck it up on social media or something like that, then just go to the preview generator, add some filter, and then send it away. But if you want to get something to put on your wall, impress your friends, then go straight from the FITS and spend hours getting it perfect. So that's the 5 different main modes of playing around with color imaging, and there's a variety of different types of objects here that you might enjoy experimenting with. Before you get your color image, or just to get familiar with it before interacting with your own color image.